Episode 24 from Martla's Hospice in Hove. I was expelled from theological college, which was my preparation place to go to the monastery, because I was found to be reading a salacious book called The Devil Rides Out by Dennis Wheatley, instead of studying some very boring aorist verbs in Greek. It was a bit of a shock, and quite tearfully I was sent home a month early. But I didn't waste any time. I decided I would go and do something unheard of at the time. It was called a silent retreat. So that's what I did. I packed a bag with enough food to last a week and a tent, and I set off for the North Yorkshire moors above Giggleswick. I arrived on top of the moors. It was so silent, not a sound, not a bird singing, but possibly a skylark in the sky occasionally. And I rose with the sun and lay down as the stars rose. And I spent the day making notes about how I felt and how I felt about the monastery where I was going. I read Walden by Henry Davis Thoreau, which I brought, my favourite book, and I went fishing with him in my mind and walking through the woodland. I had my book of Psalms, and I had the awakening that I was singing them with the psalmist in front of the Holy of Holies. I joined the crowd listening to Jesus at the Sermon on the Mount. I had a sudden awakening that all the words of men were not the words of God. There's a story by the writer Richard Bach, who wrote Jonathan Livingston Seagull, incredible book, and the book is called Now. And in the book, he goes with his wife to listen to a wise man who lives in a cave, and the wise man sees him writing down the things he'd been saying, and he says, "Stop writing. Do not show these writings to anybody in the city, because they will read them out of context and they will think they are divinely inspired, and they will worship the books and not the inspiration on which they were based. Do not write anything down." And these he called the religions of the people. The religions are the finger pointing at the moon, not the moon itself that the Master saw. That week was a week of miracles, a week of awakening, and I came down from the mountain, blessed and graced in so many, many ways. Blessings on you and those you love. From the hospice, Patrick.